Hello and welcome. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. This workshop is all about how to make six figures in 6 months. I'm going to break it down into 6 steps to really make it clear within your business. So this can help you whether you are just starting a business, whether you want to start a business, or whether you already have a business and you want to just bring in more revenue. Because for me, this is everything I learned when I was broke and needed to make money. And this is what I did to create six figures in 6 months. However, this is also, these same steps are what I apply all the time when I want to go into a growth phase and when I want to bring in more revenue. So that's why I really broke this down so that it's something that I continuously follow and I teach my clients, and now I'm teaching you. So I'm going to give you the big picture here of what to do. If you have any questions, let me know. I do go into some like tech jargon, which you may or may not be familiar with, and that is okay. Just take some notes of what you don't understand and send me a note. You can either send me an email or you can send me an Instagram. So on Instagram, my Instagram is I am Vanessa O, like you see here on the screen. And on email, you can just go iamvanessao@gmail.com. So that's there. Make sure to send me a note. And I also have some gifts for you at the end of this workshop. So who am I? If you do not know who I am, this is me with my hair down. I am a speaker, coach, and content creator. I'm truly, truly passionate about helping entrepreneurs to master their mind and their business. But most importantly, I believe that you can be successful, make a lot of money, create abundance without having to hustle and grind and just subscribe to this really, go, 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 constant action that we're taught as entrepreneurs, right? They really glorify, I say they, who's the heck is they? But people glorify entrepreneurship by saying, we need to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, be part of the 5 a.m. club and or hustle and grind and go, go, go. And whilst that may work for some people, that is awesome. That's not something that has ever really felt right for me. So if you're here, you're an entrepreneur, I want to encourage you to feel into what feels right for you. I want you to feel your best, feel good, and make a lot of money. So I'm going to break down, like I said in the intro, how I literally went from broke to six figures in 6 months. I made a lot of mistakes, which got me to the point where I was broke, but I wouldn't be here without that. And that is part of my journey. And now I can really break this down and teach you how I changed that. So this workshop is for online entrepreneurs. I don't care what you're selling, a product, a service, all of this will work. Now, if you're not an online entrepreneur, I think stick on this webinar, keep listening, because with COVID, it really pushed people's businesses online. And I truly believe that even if you're a brick and mortar and you have an in-person business, all of these same tools will apply and may inspire you to diversify your business, diversify your revenue so that you can bring in additional revenue. So here are the 6 steps we're going to go through in this workshop. I'm putting it all out for you. So we're going to chat a little bit about mindset. We're going to talk about what numbers you need to know in order to build your business and hit your financial goals. We'll talk about how to build packages and pricing so that people will actually buy them. And we're going to talk about building community, expanding community, and nurturing your current community. Then we're going to talk about how to show up and provide value and how to master sales. Lots of really important things here. So mindset. I would not be the coach that I am today and the person I am today without mindset. If you follow me already on Instagram or TikTok, I talk about mindset all the time because I truly, truly, truly believe that your business will only ever be as big as you are. And when you continue to build and grow your business, all those little insecurities and fears are going to come right up and bubble right up to the surface. However, I also believe that being an entrepreneur is the greatest gift because it allows you as a human into complete expansion, because you can't live with all of those fears and insecurities as an entrepreneur. You have to keep evolving, keep transforming, and keep growing in order to continue to build your business, right? Anybody experience that? I know a lot of people do. And that's where, even with my one-on-one clients, we talk about both mindset and business, because as they're building their business, there's always these moments where they need to level up. They need to change their patterns and programming that are no longer working for them in order to show up as that boss and as that CEO like they need to for their business. So, a couple tips for your mindset. Everyone's going to be different, but my biggest tip is pay attention to your triggers. Pay attention to how you feel. In your journal, write notes, write what triggered you, what pulled you out of alignment. Now is the delicate dance of discovering, how do you get into alignment? How do you show up as your best self? And what is pulling you out of alignment? Then looking at trends. Are there trends of these things that are pulling me out of alignment? And then you can really start, once you have that data, you can really start working on shifting those patterns, shifting those thoughts, healing any traumas and or insecurities and fears that come up, so that you can truly show up as your best self. So when you sit here, and here's a really good journal prompt, if you are a journaler like me, I want you to think about, what does my highest self look like? What does my self look like in 10 years? And you can really start to lean into who that person is and what is stopping you from becoming him or her right now. So if you want to get deeper into all of this mindset stuff, send me a note. I do have a complete leadership and mindset course online. It's called Launch Your Power. So you can go to launchyourpower.com/online course. It dives all into all these nitty gritties. But my biggest suggestion in order for you to show up as a CEO is really pay attention to how you are showing up, and minimizing all the distractions, minimizing the noise, focusing on what is going on up here, so that you can actually show up in your business. And here I also say, focus on the stage that you're in. So often I see entrepreneurs getting so caught up in comparison syndrome and or where they need to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, that it's hard for them to focus on their next best step. So moving into these next steps that I'm going to say, take it one step at a time. You don't have to do all 6 of these things at once. Know what is your next best step. And if you need some support and you want to hop on a free call so that I can help guide you to what your next best step is, let me know. Send me a note on Instagram or an email, and we can hop on a call. Okay, so I had a client who literally just came to me for business support. She's like, I just want you to help me with my business strategy. She didn't even think she had any mindset blocks. She thought, oh, business is just about marketing, sales, funnels, ads. And see, she says, I didn't even think I had any mental blocks, but after really working together, she would see all those things coming up. So what I would suggest, because you might be listening to this thinking, well, that's great. How do I know if I have any blind spots or any mental blocks? Pay attention to the world around you. Your world, your relationships, your business is a direct reflection of what's going on in here. So if you aren't seeing the abundance and the results that you're looking for, continue to slow down, turn inward, and be open to looking at those patterns that you might be living in. And if you need support, find the right support to help point those out to you. So here, right thing in the right order. Again, I had a client who wanted to make more money and she didn't know, okay, well, what do I do? Depending on everybody's business, there's no right way, but there are specific things that you can do in a specific order that will bring you the best results. And I see so many people working on the wrong things in the wrong order. And then they get stuck thinking, well, I'm hustling, I'm doing the work, but they're not actually doing the do. They're busy being busy. So if you're listening to this, think about, are you busy being busy, or are you actually doing income producing activities that are moving your business forward and building momentum. So before we go into all of the 6 steps, I want to really point out, it is so important when you build community, when you start building your business, that you get very clear on who your audience is. This is also a question that you're going to have to ask yourself time and time again. Every product I launch, every week I put out Instagram and TikTok content, I'm always thinking, okay, who am I talking to? Always be getting more and more specific. Who are you talking to? What problems are they having? Get in their heads. Am I solving their problem? How do I solve their problem? How do I give them a tip? How do I give them value? All of this content that you provide, write it out in your journal and have it, stick it on the wall, because all of this is going to help you with your content. It's going to help you show up. It's going to help you with sales. It's going to help you with all 6 of the steps that we were speaking about. So get really clear. Who's my audience? What problems are they having? Where do they want to go? And am I the person that can get them there? And how am I going to get them there? How can I give them a quick win? How can I support them in their goals? So going into numbers. So this is so important, and always the last thing that people do, but it should be the first. Know your numbers. If you want to make $100,000, if you want to make $1 million, know where the money is coming from. Where I see people making the biggest mistakes are when they're trying to sell a $100 product and then they want to make $1 million. Know how many units and how much volume you need to sell. So what I recommend, depending on where you are in your business, I know this will change, but if you're looking to make 6 months and 6 figures in 6 months, I would lean towards a higher ticket product. If you have a smaller community, if you have not as many leads, again, you don't have the volume to make $1 million with a $100 product or a $20 product. And this is the mistake that I mostly see. I'll see people come to me and say, oh, I have this great business idea. I'm going to sell something for $70 and I'm going to make $1 million. I said, okay, great. When do you want to make that million? Oh, within the next year. And while I am never one to burst someone's bubble, because I believe anything is possible, I want you to know your numbers. How many units do you need to sell? And this will definitely change. When I went from broke to 6 figures in 6 months, I started with a higher ticket item. And so I needed to sell less of them so I could make money faster, right? Okay. If you have questions about this and you want me to look at your numbers, let me know. The other mistake I see people making in their numbers, which I also made, is short-term cash and long-term cash. If you're planning an event or creating an online course or creating a product, like even something that you need to sell, all of the work and time that you're putting in to do that event or product or course, you sell in the future, right? So you're putting in the work now, but you may not, unless you pre-sell it, you do not get that money until the event or the course or the sale happens, right? Therefore, there's all of this time. So what I see is people spending they say, I need money now. And I say, okay, great. What are you doing now? Well, I'm building this course. I'm building this product. I'm creating this event. Okay, when are you getting paid for that? Oh, when it happens in 3-6 months. Here's the problem. What if that event never happens? What if something never comes to fruition? What if you don't ever sell any of those? Therefore, you've put all of this work in for zero money. I always recommend for people, if they're playing the long-term game and planning an event or something that's in the future, try to get as much of the cash now. And or make sure you've solidified your short-term cash. What is coming in every month right now, right? Do you have clients or sales that you're making now that sustain you and your business so that you can focus on long-term things? So always what I recommend when I'm working with a client is make sure, so if we're going to summarize what I did, I started high ticket, short-term cash. I made sure I solidified all my high ticket clients. that were paying monthly, that I got the cash right now before I created any courses or any content that didn't necessarily guarantee the sale and was more long-term. Now, to clarify, something that is long-term can turn into short-term once it's built. However, I really want to make sure that you solidify your short-term cash so you don't get into a situation like I had where I was doing tons of events, I was doing lots of other things, but I wouldn't make that money. And then let's say COVID happens. You know how many people were creating huge events, COVID happened and they never got that money? I want to make sure you sustain your future and your security and confidence in your short-term cash. Now, quick summary, I guess you could say here. Ways to increase your revenue. You can increase your price, increase your sales, or increase the number of transactions that one person makes. What does that mean? Increase your price, obviously. Increase your sales volume, or increase the number of products and number of purchases that your individual client makes. Now, what I see a lot of people make this mistake is that they will start out with 4 products and they don't know if any of them work. They don't have any sales. I always recommend blinders on in your business. If you want to make 6 figures in 6 months, start with 1 product, sell it. Once you solidify that product, then you can expand, then you can add other products to increase the number of transactions. So because I'm speaking to a screen and I don't know who's on the other side, there are so many different methods to your business. But if you are looking for cash fast, and depending on how new your business is, if you've already mastered a product, great, add another product, increase the number of transactions. But if you have not and you're new in the business development phases, really, I would look at increasing price and looking at, is it possible? How can I increase volume? Okay, then you can also increase the length of your program, which reduces your sales cycle. What does that mean? So how often is someone purchasing your product? Do they purchase it every month? Do they purchase it every 6 months, every year? So when I say reducing your sales cycle, that's for a product or a service. So what I would do for a service is make sure you're getting the money up front so you don't have to resell this person every single month. Commit them to something more long-term. If it is, however, an actual product, like a pen, how can you increase the sales cycle so that they're buying more often? So just pay attention to the sales cycle, whether you can increase it and or decrease the amount of sales that you need to make. People do this as well with subscriptions, right? You get them included in the subscription so that you guarantee the sale every month. You don't have to resell that person every month. And you're also guaranteeing your short-term cash. Does this all make sense? Okay, post in the questions and chat box if you have any questions here. I hope this is helpful, because this numbers part caused me a lot of heartache in the beginning parts of my business. I did it all wrong. I started with low ticket, long-term cash, volume. I didn't have any of it. And so it really caused me a lot of stress and got me to the point where I thought, well, great, now I don't have any money because I wasn't sustaining my monthly revenue. Okay. I hope this helps. Again, if you have questions, send me a DM or an email. So now we go into prices and packages. So the reason I get you to do your numbers first is because what if you say, well, okay, I need more higher ticket products. I need a higher ticket package, but I'm only selling manicures. I'm only selling massages or wine. How do I create that into a higher ticket? Well, you ask a great question. So know your numbers and work backwards. I want you to think, okay, well, I want to create a $1,000 product. How do I do that? I want to create a $5,000 product. How do I do that? I want you to have fun. So number 1, talk to some people, talk to your audience, ask them. Again, this comes back to the initial questions. Who's your audience? What are their challenges? What do they want? And then start brainstorming. Okay, what would be really fun? So let's say you work with moms. What are mom take out of your brain what you do. Forget that you sell wine and that your main target audience is moms. What are their challenges right now? Well, moms' challenges are they don't have enough time for themselves. They are really stressed. They have the holidays coming up. They maybe want to get more in tune with their health. What else? They need someone to take care of their kids. Like, just write out all their problems and then start brainstorming. Okay, how could I help them with that problem? Here's where you can have fun and you don't have to provide them everything. Maybe this is where you collaborate with a stylist, someone who does a makeover, a coach. You can collaborate with different people to raise the price of your offer. Does this make sense? So I was in a mastermind months and months ago, actually, and there was someone who was selling wine and she wanted to create a high ticket. So she ended up creating she collaborated with a coach and created this huge mastermind where they would get her wine every month and wine glasses. And then it brought all of these women together and was this beautiful experience. And she was able to get creative and create a higher ticket product. So that was really fun for her and she loved it. So once you start to have fun, don't judge yourself in it. Same thing with CEOs, right? When I have done a mastermind in the past, they also connect me with, a health expert, a makeover. What would be fun? What does your target audience need and desire right now? And then survey. I always emphasize, make sure you're surveying these people. Ask them, is this what you want? Would this be fun for you? Do you like this? You never have to guess. There's always people on Facebook, Instagram, social media, your friends on the other side of the phone that may want your product or are your ideal client. Ask them, what are your challenges? What do you need help with right now? Would this be fun? Would you buy this? Ask them, no guessing. And then you can also pre-sell it before you even do anything. So when I'm currently launching another course and it's called Business Accelerator, right? Kind of similar to what we're going through today. All the steps people need in order to build or scale their business. I'm not building anything until I sell it and until I know that's what people want and people are going to join, right? And then once I pre-sell it, then I build it. Then I put the time and effort into building it because I know what people want and need. All right. So email list and community building, right? This is your lead generation, but people don't think of it as the same thing. When you go into a community build and you need leads, so if you need leads, you're building community. When you're building community, you're getting leads. You see how they're connected? And when you build community and you get leads, you're also building your email list. Lots of people miss out on their email list. When I first started my business, I had a friend come to me and go, oh, well, your email list must be huge right now. And I said, what the heck are you talking about? I don't even have one email. Okay. Build your email list. Why? You do not own your community on social media, on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You need an email list to figure out how to survey, to make sure that you can contact these people when you want to, right? If we had a power outage, when I'm filming this video, we had a power outage on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook a couple weeks ago. Everyone went nuts. If you have an email list, it doesn't matter. You can still send out messages. You have full control over who sees your message and what they see, right? Build your email list. If you're in the comments here, let me know, how big is your email list? Now, there's different ways to build your email list. You can do this with free content, right? A PDF, a checklist, a video. You can do it with a webinar like what I'm doing right now. You can do it with a challenge, a 3-day challenge, a 5-day challenge. Shorter challenges usually work best. Or you can do it as a summit or retreat. These are really fun. They take the most amount of work, but can also build your audience the quickest and the biggest. One of my mentors, she only teaches people just build a summit, build a summit. What that means is I'm going to interview 10 to 15 people who all have an email list of over 5,000 people. And I'm going to create this online event, and people are going to give me their email to gain access to this event. So because I'm interviewing all 15 of these experts, and all 15 of those experts are also going to share this event with their communities. So you're sharing and building within each other's communities. So if you get 15 experts that also have communities, even if you don't, you can provide value. Everyone is joining and sharing and collaborating, which is really beautiful. These obviously take a little bit more time because you have to do all of these different interviews and you need to coordinate it all, but you're borrowing and sharing within each other's communities, and you can grow a lot faster that way. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the topic of all of these things are very, very important. If you're going to do a webinar, a challenge, a summit, retreat, or free content freebie, make sure that the content that you are providing will directly bring out your target audience. So, for example, if I am selling a fitness course or a fitness product, and I'm going to do a challenge or a freebie about how to drink more water, they're related because it's really important to drink water in order to have better health. However, people who click on, oh yeah, I want to drink more water, may not be people that are right for the fitness course. Does that make sense? So just make sure the people that are going to register for any of this email list, lead generation, community build initiative, that they're actually people that are going to purchase whatever you have to sell at the end of the game. So other useful ways to build community: contests, giveaways, collaborations, public speaking, podcasts, all that jazz, as well as Facebook ads, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But the most important thing, make sure you're getting emails. If you don't know how to do this, there is some tech involved. Send me a DM. And I also created an entire workshop. I did one a couple weeks ago on how to build community. So that'll be in there as well. So showing up. We're going through this real well. So if you have questions, let me know. But showing up is also a huge part in building community, building your brand so that people know who you are, what you sell, and how they can buy from you. You know how many people try to sell things and never show up? They just go, oh, I'm just going to throw this against the wall and see who picks it up. So it's so important to be really clear on what is your brand, why should people work with you, who are you, and what do you have to offer. Okay, so when you're showing up consistently, this helps for people to build relationship with you so that they can know, like, and trust you. And there's the rule of thirds within a lot of content to share some personal content that people will save and share with their friends, and then content that will educate them. The educating is really important, so people know and look at you as an expert. They see you as someone who knows their stuff and who they can learn from. So provide value. I really recommend the book reading The Go-Giver. Read the book The Go-Giver. It's really beautiful. And he just talks about his story of how he leads with generosity and builds this beautiful business. So it's really awesome. And when you're showing up and deciding, okay, this is time, Vanessa, this is my sign, I'm going to show up, I'm going to start showing up. Create a little plan, create a calendar of when you're going to show up, how you're going to show up. Are you going to show up on Facebook Lives, webinars like this, social media? What social media platform are you going to use? Are you going to do collaborations or interviews, podcasts? What are you going to do to start showing up and putting your message out there? I do want to add, showing up can create a lot of anxiety, and people get really scared to show up and to put their face out there. Don't take it so seriously. My biggest tip is to just share. Share who you are, share your passion. I know if you're an entrepreneur, you want to help people. At least I hope you do. If not, read the book, The Go-Giver. But you want to help people. So why? Get out there and help. even if it's just one person on the other side. Start sharing and start releasing expectation of how many people need to see it and what their engagement and response is going to be like. Just start showing up. This is great practice for you, and you're just going to get better and better. So a couple tips for showing up. Make sure that you make it really easily digestible. Tell people, this is what I'm going to tell you. Here's your tip. This is what I'm going to tell you. Here's who it's for. And here's your tip. So I just did a post the other day on one of the biggest, maybe this is not a good example. I was just talking with a client. She did a great post on, these are the 3 people you need to know if you're an entrepreneur. These are the 3 people that you need to get on your board of directors in order to make sure that you're a successful entrepreneur. Great. These are the 3 people I need to know. I'm an entrepreneur. Yep, this is for me. I want to be successful. Yep, that's for me. Okay, here are the 3 people. Do you want to know what those 3 people are? Go check out our social. Anyways, do you see how you clarify? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's who this message is for, and here's your tip. And then you give a call to action. Great. If you want to know more about this, go check out this other video, go check out this download, tag another entrepreneur in this, attend and register for my webinar. Make sure that you always have a call to action to get people moving and to tell them, where do you want them to go from here? What is their next step? How can they work with you? How can they find out more? What do you want them to do? People want to be told what to do. There's so many options out there and everyone is so distracted. So just tell them what to do. And again, call to action. So this is actually, we're going to move into this a little bit further. It's really important when you're thinking about your call to action, when you're showing up, really understand, where are you sending people? What is the customer journey? What is the customer experience? So here's a little breakdown of what that will look like. So within the call to action, where are you sending people to? What is the journey? I want you to think about, when someone is exposed to me, what is their experience? How do I make them feel? And what do I want them to do? So you can kind of do one for yourself here. I want you to think about, okay, great. Where are people coming in from? Well, they're seeing me on Instagram, Facebook, a webinar event, maybe my free download, that maybe they're on Pinterest, maybe they go to my blog. Great. That's how people are finding out about me. Then where do I point them to? Where do they go after that? Okay, well, if someone comes in and they see me on social, they're going to be seeing my event, register for my event, book a one-on-one call, download my freebie, purchase this. I'm going to give them an action depending on where they're coming from. The biggest mistake I see people make is just not giving an action enough. So they're showing up all the time, but people have no idea where to buy or what to do. I can even do this more. I'm not always in a sales cycle. And right now I'm maxed out of my one-on-one clients. And so I could, quite honestly, putting myself out there, I could definitely do more of that in my business as well. And so now, as I move into another sales cycle, you better believe that I'm going to be really honest with myself and say, I need to give a little bit more call to action to continue to increase my sales and hit my new goals. And then after this call to action, where do they go from there? Well, when someone attends my webinar, then maybe I'll offer my mastermind, my course, my product, my retreat, my higher ticket item. If someone gets on a call with me, where do I want them to go after that? If someone gets my download, where do I push them to after that? If someone purchases my product, then what? Do they get a follow-up? What happens? What is this customer experience? And this is where I see a lot of people on this third part leave a lot of money on the table, because they get a client, they get a sale, then they never follow up. They never follow up. Okay, what's next? This person loves your product. They love you. They love what you have to offer. And now what? Don't leave them hanging. Tell them where to go next. Always be following up. Always be telling them, okay, here's where to go. Light the path for them. Let them follow the light. Here's another larger example if you want to break this down. So this is just, it looks a little bit different depending on your learning style. So if someone's coming in from Instagram, here are your 3 call to actions that you're going to use. And here's where you might push them to after. Does this help? I hope this is helpful. Take a picture if you want to do this for yourself as well. Okay, so we're coming close to the end now, which is amazing. I really wanted to break this down really easy for you. This last step is getting really good at sales. Really honest, one of my mentors taught me this: 80% of your time should be spent on sales. That's it. How much of your time right now is spent on sales, honestly? What does sales look like? Action that brings you money. The beautiful thing is now we can be doing so many things that promote and that market our product, but how much of your time is actually spent on sales? The key here is really looking at also your relationship with sales. Do you like sales? Do you get an icky feeling when it comes to sales? I love sales. But the reason I love sales is because I just look at it as a form of communication. Who are you? What do you need? What do you want? And can I help you? And if I can't, that's okay. Who can? And can I refer you someone that can actually help you? So I also have a workshop on some of the best sales questions to ask to make you better at sales. So let me know if you want that. But really, when you're communicating through sales, sales is just a form of communication. Really understand your audience. Who are they? What do they need? What do they want? Can you help them? And why haven't they gotten help? Why now? Why is now important? Why do they need help now? Why you? Do you see how it makes it really simple, right? Simple. I hope it's simple when I say it like that. Who are they? What are their challenges? Where do they want to go? Why haven't they gotten there yet? Why do they want to get there now? And why you, right? Because inaction has a cost. Them not making this decision is costing them something. Why now? So also with sales, this will really help you know your numbers, know your conversions. So when I'm working with a client and we do like a VIP sales day, which is my favorite, we go through, okay, great. What are your current numbers? What are your current sales? What is your closing rate? If you're just selling willy-nilly and you have no idea, it's really hard to improve because you don't know, okay, well, how many leads am I getting? How many turn into a sale? And what are they buying? So just know your numbers, like the first thing we talked about. Know your numbers so that you can continue to improve. All right, so here's a quick review, right? We've gone through so much stuff in 40 minutes, right? So here are the 6 steps to make 6 figures in 6 months. Number 1, check your mind. Really get honest with yourself. Who are you showing up as every day? Who do you need to become in order to build this business that you want? Number 2, go back to the pen and paper, know your numbers. What am I selling? How much am I selling it for? And how many units do I need to sell to actually hit my goal? And that's when I get so many people, oh, I want to make $10,000 this month, but my product is only $100 and I can't make those sales. I don't have that volume. Okay, great. Let's rejig. Always an opportunity here. So then that's when we move into building the package and pricing that works for you. And then once we know our numbers, here's where we are, here's where we want to go, right? Just like you do on the sales call. We want to create community. We want to build community, get leads that will like our product, and our product will solve their problem. And within creating community, we want to really make sure that we are building community as well as nurturing community, which I didn't talk about, but those are different. So often I see people nurturing their current community while not building community, and also vice versa. They're always building that they're not nurturing who they currently have. So it's a beautiful balance of nurture and build, while building your email list. And then start showing up, get really clear on your message, get really clear on your audience, and show up. What does your audience need to believe in order to purchase your product? Why do they need it? What do they need to believe to purchase your product? Does that make sense? And then master sales. Sell 80% of the time. Up your game. Every time I say this to anybody, how often are you selling? They go, well, crap, I'm not selling at all. No wonder I don't have any money, right? Or no wonder I'm not making my goals wherever they are. So, and then bonus, Once we go through all of these phases and you really master those 6 phases, the bonus here is creating automation, creating automated emails and systems so that you start making money in your sleep and you start making money without having to sell all the time. But it's really important, like I said in the very first slide, honor where you are right now. Don't compare somebody else's chapter 10 with your chapter 1. Just focus on where you are right now, what your numbers are, what your goals are, and take it one step at a time. Automation, we can build as you continue to build your business, right? So we can then optimize things when we start automating so we can get higher conversions, higher sales. That's when we can really start to have fun, but we need to have the foundation and the base to build your business from. And that's where you can also create where people start talking about funnels and email strategies and newsletters and automated emails. All that stuff is great, but again, focus on the right things in the right order, depending on where you are in your business. So if you have any questions of what the next best step is for you in your business, send me a DM on Instagram. I am Vanessa O, and I'll show you on the next slide. Please let me know and we can hop on a call. So there you go. So I want to hear from you because I get asked these questions so many times and I know what mistakes I made. And I want to provide what I needed in that time. I would have loved when I was broke and when I didn't know what to do. And here, keep in mind, I went to business school. They don't teach you this stuff in business school. They don't actually teach you how to make money in business school, which is funny. Like they do, but they don't. You know what I mean? They don't teach you how to build community, how to build your packages and pricing, surveying your community, how to get really great at sales. So what I've done is I've kind of built out 4 modules. So what I want to create is a step-by-step guide to help people build their business to multiple 6 figures. Now, I want it to be a 4-month intimate group where we have weekly calls and one-on-one support. So what I want to do is take you through in the first month, we're going to go through marketing, your messaging, social media, and creating your content. Then in month 2, we're going to go into how to master sales. How do we master your sales? How do we convert your current audience into fast cash? How do we build the right packages, pricing, programs? And how do we get some more cash flowing through either webinars and re-looking at your business strategy? So that's month 2. Lots of good juice in here. Then we go into month 3, which is building and expanding your community, getting more leads, nurturing your current community, and expanding your community. And then we move into month 4, which will be creating some automation, additional offers if it makes sense for your business, and creating a long-term strategy for your growth for 6 figures and beyond. So if this is something that you're interested in and really seriously interested in, I have a wait list that I've created because I want to see I'm doing what I was telling you. I want to know that people want this because this is what I would have wanted. So go to launchyourpower.com/business. Join the wait list, and then I will give you more info if I decide to move forward with this program or not. So launchyourpower.com/business. If you have any questions or you want more information about this, send me a note, a voice note, whatever. Just DM me business on Instagram at I am Vanessa O. Okay, so summary. You do not have to do this alone. Take it one step at a time. Find the right support. You know, whether you don't feel confident at social or content or branding or sales, find the right people to support you, knowing your skills, right? I'm talking to entrepreneurs. You're the CEO here, but you don't have to be amazing at everything. You'll learn and grow and develop, but just get the right people that can help you and support you to do that. Again, if you want to hop on a one-on-one call, send me a message on Instagram or email me at iamvanessao@gmail.com. Now, I've mentioned a few things throughout this entire workshop, whether it be past workshops that I've done. If you want to see any of those, send me a note. Like, I am telling you, reach out to me. I gave you a ton of things to reach out to me for. So reach out to me. If you want to check out my Launch Your Power course, which was the mindset and leadership course, I'll give you a code for 50% off because the holidays are coming. I love this course and I know it's a life changer. So DM me and I will send you a 50% off coupon. So we got lots of stuff here. I'm going to give you Launch Your Power at 50% off. I'm going to get you on the wait list for my business accelerator. And then I have tons of other workshops that I can also send you for free that you can look at: the community building workshop, the sales workshop, all that. I truly, truly, and if you haven't seen my workshops or my social or anything before, I want you to succeed. I want to give you as much content as possible to succeed. So please send me a note. I want to help you in any way that I can. And I cannot wait to see you. I am rooting you on and cheering you on from the sidelines. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me on this webinar. I am going to press stop record, but if you are here live, I'll stick around for a couple questions. And if you're watching the recording, just reach out and I'll help you. Okay, thank you so much, and I will chat with you soon.